at Kyoto Station, so it's time for us to head to my accommodation, which is actually a 6-minute walk from here. So let's go just beyond that building. Okay, we are now in the hostel. So that's Hana Hostel, and let's enter. Okay, so here's my room for my stay in Kyoto. Look at that. I have tatami floors here. Nice light coming from the window. Love it. And I have futon beds here. So I think what happened was this room got freed up all of a sudden. And I think I just got lucky when I was checking out my booking on the booking.com website. I saw an alert there that the hostel actually alerted me that if I wanted to upgrade to a better room, and I said yes I would, and this is the room that I got. I love it. Of course we have hangers here for stuff, and the most fantastic thing about this is that the bathroom is also en suite. So you have a shower here with a tub, and the toilet is here. It's always separate. Now, I think I might have stayed in this room before, because after all, this is where I usually stay when I am here in Kyoto, and I absolutely love it. And of course, I also have a towel that comes with the room, because I think if you book a dorm bed, towels don't come with your booking, so you'd have to rent towels if you want to. Okay, so I'm just gonna settle in just a little bit because I'm a little bit exhausted and tired. I've been up since around 4 this morning, so let me just gather my wits together, okay? Hey everyone, I made it to Kyoto. Yay! So I'm very happy about that, especially if you've seen my previous vlog. I stated there that I was scared that my trip here might be canceled because of weather disturbance. We had a storm in the Philippines. Well, it was located between the Philippines and Japan, so that's why I was very anxious about it. But I made it here. The ride on the plane was a little bit bumpy, but I'm just so happy that it was just smooth sailing up until I got here. So I initially wanted to vlog as soon as I arrived in Kansai International Airport, but things got hectic quite quickly. And but it always is the case anyway when you arrive, especially here in Japan, and you have some things that you need to do before you actually go to the city. Like for example, I had to pick up my JR West pass. So if you have seen my previous vlog wherein I talked about the preparations that I initially did for my trip here, I show you guys a step-by-step process on how to purchase a JR West regional pass and also how to reserve seats. So immediately after I exited from the airport, I went straight to the JR West office and I got all the tickets that I needed, even printouts of my reserved seat. So that's actually very important, so that at least in all the trains that I'm going to be riding, and if somebody's going to ask me if I reserved the seat, I can just always show them this printed ticket. And I also have my JR West pass here, so I had to bring this with me all the time, and I would need to always pass this through the ticket machine every time I enter and exit the stations wherever I go. So I'm very, very happy with this. This is such a good value for your money. Now, the JR West office, by the way, is very easy to locate. So the arrivals area of Kansai International Airport is located on the first floor. So all you have to do is you have to go to the second floor, just go up the escalators, exit, and as soon as you exit, you just cross the bridge and you'll see the JR West office marker or billboard from where you are. You will not miss it, okay? And it's directly across from the main entrance at the train station as well. So again, if you purchase a JR Pass, just pick it up upon arrival because it's just going to make your trip very seamless and very easy to navigate, okay? Now, the other thing that I also did is that I actually have a lot of coins with me, and I found out recently that they have this coin changing machine wherein like you can just put all of your coins there, and you can actually get bills out of it, which is actually great. And the great thing about that, by the way, is especially if you're leaving Japan and you have so much coins, just put all your coins there, and whatever total amount that it comes out to, you can either get it in yen or you can get it in either, like, I think dollars or pounds or euros. Okay, so I wasn't able to navigate it fully yet because I wasn't able to successfully do it earlier because I actually wanted to make all of my coins into credits into my IC card. So unfortunately, the machine that I was at in Kansai Airport did not support transferring my money into my IC card. So that was a little bit like, surprising because coins are very, very heavy, and I've had these coins for years, and I'm just so happy that they didn't get demonetized, so I was still able to use them. So I'm actually planning on getting rid of them for this trip because I don't want to be bringing any more back home to the Philippines. Okay, so yeah, so those are the things that I did. And well, the plane, by the way, that I took coming here is AirAsia. Now, I didn't do a flight report for this trip because I have flown on AirAsia on this route before, so it's gonna feel repetitive if I talk about that or vlog about that. But I did make a short about it, and it's just somewhere there. But all I have to say is the experience was the same. The food was even the same, and the airplane was just a little bit old in my opinion. But anyway, I was just so happy with their service. There was a little bit delay when we left Manila, and we actually arrived here a little bit delayed as well. So but it's no big deal for me because it's what is important is I got here today, and I got here at the right time because I was actually pegging that I was going to be in Kyoto by this afternoon, so I'm very happy with that. So so what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm just going to get my wits together because I'm a little bit sleepy and I'm very, very tired because I've been up since 4. So I just have to think about the things that I need to do. Like I need to load money into my IC card, and then I also have to plan where I'm gonna have some dinner, but I think I know where because I have a favorite restaurant in this area, which I'm gonna show you guys later. And I'm just a little bit hungry. I think I just need some snacks, so I'm thinking of either going to the convenience store or maybe going to go and find some pancakes. Okay, so let's go. Alright, so I'm quite hungry and I'm fiending for some pancakes, so let's go to the Tokyo Tower because there's a restaurant there at the basement which I think can stave off my hunger. Now, one thing that I like about Hana Hostel is its location. It's very easy access to the train station and even to bus stops, and of course it is within walking distance of convenience stores and restaurants. So by the way, the chirping sound that you hear is actually an indication that it's now time to cross the street. By the way, Higashishiokojicho Temple is near here and is visible from the street corner. There's Kyoto Tower, and let's cross. Now, as you might notice already, Kyoto Tower is directly across from Kyoto Station. So I did cross the street just to give you a visual vantage point of where we are exactly. And then once you're ready, you cross the street and then you will enter through the side here. Okay, and then you'll go down a flight of stairs and then you will actually enter the food hall of Tokyo Tower Sando. There it is. So there are a lot of restaurants inside here. There are some bars, and the restaurant that I would like to go to is called the Pancake Room, and they serve a lot of pancakes here and also some spirits if you are interested. But at this point, I already know what I am going to order. So I sat in one of the vacant tables on the food hall, And as you guys can see here, there are an array of restaurants where you can choose from. There are a lot of foods that you can choose from as well. And I like how spacious it is. Okay, so I now have my order and I actually got the Kyoto pancake. Look at that beauty. Isn't she gorgeous? It looks so fluffy and airy. So I have some whipped cream here. Then I have some dango here. And this is vanilla ice cream and matcha ice cream. And the pancake is sprinkled with some sugar. And of course, you have some syrup here on the side. And I am so ready to dig into this right now. And yeah, I had some ginger ale to bring it all down. So I just want to walk you guys through Kyoto Station because I think Kyoto Station is one of the most beautiful train stations in the world. And as you guys can see here, when I'm just going to roll my camera over the ceiling, it has a very, very contemporary style. And it just has a way of marveling you, especially when you see it for the first time. And you can actually see a little bit of the Kyoto Tower from here. So look at that. Look at the very contemporary design. Also a little bit futuristic. It's actually so beautiful. Now, I was actually pretty surprised that when I went up the escalator to the second floor, I saw this light show on the stairs here. And again, I think the Japanese can really think of this alone. And of course, part of this architectural structure is actually a bridge that connects you into, some areas of the station. And if you go up all the way to the roof deck of the station, it actually gives you a wonderful view of the city of Kyoto. And of course, the entire view of Kyoto Station. And the garden where you can actually see the sunset from. So it's actually so beautiful here. Now, after I've burned off all of my pancakes from walking around Kyoto Station and visiting the shops, it was time for dinner. And I am now in my most favorite restaurant here in Kyoto, and it's called Suishin. And as you guys can see here from the window display, this is the food that they serve. It's a lot of sushi, but I think the thing that we see here right now is their lunch menu, and they actually have a different menu for dinner. Now, I was actually seated on the bar this evening, which I don't mind. And the way that you order here is you actually place your order on the iPad. So it's actually very, very easy. And I have decided to have a sushi platter for this evening. Would you take a look at that? Look how pretty that is. Look how mouth-watering, and it will be very, very juicy, top quality sushi. And since I was in a celebratory kind of a mood, I had some mixed tempura to go along with that. And of course, a Calpis milk drink. Yum! Let's eat, guys! So I just finished having dinner, and that was actually amazing. I mean, I'm stuffed, but not overly stuffed, which I actually loved. And the way that the flavors just erupted in my mouth, and I was eating all of those. So good, so good. And it's a little bit pricey, which is always the case, especially during the evening. And they actually do charge a cover charge when you enter, so don't be surprised with that. There are some restaurants or even bars here that actually do charge you a cover charge. Okay, so right now I'm actually walking to my most favorite public bath, or in Japanese it's called a sento. And although it's a little bit warm today, but I just need to go to a place where I can just dip my body in some hot water just to relax and just to alleviate the stress from traveling today. Yeah, so it's only a few minutes from my hostel, and I've actually vlogged about this, a few years ago. When was it? I can't even remember. So if you're interested, I'm gonna put a link down to the description box to that vlog so that you can see what I'm talking about, okay? Right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm almost at the public bath, but I do have to say the moon looks amazing tonight. So let me flip my camera. Would you look at that? Look how beautiful that is. And it's shining brightly all over Kyoto today. Alright, so I'll catch up with you guys when I'm back in my room. Guys, bad news. They're closed today, which I didn't know. Hang on. So there's the bill on the window. That's so frustrating. So I guess I'm gonna head back to the hostel and maybe run the water on the tub, and maybe I might come back here tomorrow evening if I have the energy. So let's see. Okay, so let's walk back to the hostel. Alright, so I'm now back here in my room, as you guys can see, and I have decided to run myself a bath because I think I need it just to relax, because I can feel that I'm losing my voice, which means I'm quite tired today. And I'm going to prepare my futon bed, and I have two beds here. This one is close to the door, so I'm not gonna use that. And also the main reason why is because the air conditioning is in front of this futon, and I'm someone who doesn't like air conditioning, so I'm gonna use this, which is actually perfect because it's actually close to the toilet. So I know, easy access, especially for someone who's a little bit older. And one thing, by the way, I do have to say is that when you travel here to Japan, make sure that the suitcase that you buy is the top opening suitcase, because it just makes it, you know, easier for you. Because as you guys can see, my space here is actually quite small, and I'm just lucky right now that I'm traveling alone, because if, like, you know, there are two people here and you have two suitcases, there's gonna be no space for you guys. And especially if you have, like, you know, that clamshell type of suitcase that opens in the middle, that's going to take up so much space. But the great thing about, like, you know, a top opening luggage like this is that you can just store everything there, and it keeps everything nice and neat, and you know, it doesn't really pick up too much space. Okay, so that's one travel hack that I'm going to share with you guys. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but to me, I've always used a top opening luggage, and those types of luggage have always served me well, especially when I am in a very small room. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna arrange this, and then after that I am going to jump in the shower, and that is where I will leave you. And I think I'll see you tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going on a day trip. So I'm very, very excited for that. Okay, so at this point I'm gonna bid you good night. Now, because I've been to Kyoto a number of times and I've seen most of the tourist spots here, I wanted to do something different during this trip, and that's how this idea of going to Amanohashidate came to be. So if you're someone who's tired of the Kyoto city landscape and you just want to see nature, then taking this 2-hour train ride through the Kyoto countryside is actually a good idea. So come, let's go to Amanohashidate together. I have now arrived at Amanohashidate station, and according to Google Maps, I should start walking in this direction to find the start of the trail. But my gosh, the sun is shining brightly today. It's very hot. Now, according to the map, I should go through Monju Shrine first before I reach the beginning of the hiking trail. But it's now around like 11:30 in the morning and I am very hungry. And I think I need to find some food first because there are no restaurants within the sandbar. So I found one restaurant that serves some tonkatsu with rice and some shredded cabbage. And for sure, this will keep me full for the entire day. My hike begins by crossing this bridge, and I do have to say that the scenery is absolutely beautiful. Just take a look at the waterway here. And these are some of the restaurants, cafes that are located right before you actually enter the hiking trail of Amanohashidate. Look at that. Okay, so I'm actually being rushed off the bridge and I don't know why. Okay, so I found out a few minutes later that this bridge is actually a rotating bridge. And as you guys can see, it's starting to detach itself from this portion. And there's actually a boat that's about to pass through. This is so cool. This is so amazing. I was not expecting to see this here, this far from the main city of Kyoto. Look at that. All right. Hey you guys, I made it to Amanohashidate. So it's a little bit later than I intended it to be. Sorry, I'm having some matcha ice cream, as you guys can see here. Aside from the fact that it's so hot right now, I just had lunch because I was so hungry. I was up so early, and although there's also a time difference between the Philippines and Japan, so even if I woke up at 6, it's like 5 in the morning technically in the Philippines, so I'm a little bit groggy. Yeah, so I actually missed my train this morning, and I missed it by a few seconds, truly. So that's why I got here very, very late. And that's also one thing that you have to remember when you're coming to Japan. They are on time. All the trains are on time. So Amanohashidate, the reason why I'm coming here is because it's actually well known, and it's one of the top 3 most scenic views here in Japan. The other is the Miyajima Shrine in Hiroshima, and the other one I can't remember the name, but all the details I'm going to put down on the description box, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shoot things here as I am gonna be walking around here, and I'm just gonna do some voiceovers because I don't want to be someone who's walking around and yapping in front of a camera. I don't think I'll ever be used to doing something like that, so I hope that you don't mind if I do it this way. Okay, so I'm gonna find a chair to sit down first here in the park. I'm gonna finish my green tea ice cream and then I'm gonna continue. Now the water here is actually very clear. From where I am sitting at, I can see that there are actually oysters along the shore here, and maybe that's why you are not allowed to swim in this area. Now the hike of Amanohashidate begins at the end of this bridge that we're crossing, and if you take a look at the right hand side of the video, you can see that there's a shore here. So this is actually the part where you can actually swim. Now the sand feels very fine. It's actually amazing. I'm actually very surprised to see a beach here in Kyoto, and you're actually able to swim here. Now the water feels very refreshing. It's not too cold because it looks to be quite shallow, and if you're adventurous and you have a boat, you can paddle your way out of the bay, and if you do so, you'll actually end up reaching Vladivostok or even North Korea if you want to. Now Amanohashidate is an isthmus, so the distance between the 2 shores is actually very short, and from where I am right now in the middle of the trail, you can actually see the other side of the bay, and you can see boats crisscrossing every so often. So it's actually quite stunning, I have to say. Very beautiful. Now it's very hot today, and I'm so grateful that I brought a parasol because sun damage is permanent and any form of protection is actually important. The trail is actually lined with pine trees and it's actually very scenic. Now, just in case your feet get tired, don't worry, there are actually a lot of resting spots in the area. There is also a shrine here and a number of Jesus statues that you'll bump into as you continue your walk. The trail is 3 kilometers long long, and it can take you up to 45 minutes if you walk to the other end of the sandbar. But if you rent a bike at one of the shops, it can take around 15 minutes. Now I have come to the end of the trail, and if I move my camera up, you will see it. And if I move my camera to the right, this is actually the bay where the boats crisscross. Now if you don't want to walk, you can actually buy tickets for a sightseeing boat so that you can see the area. Now my hike doesn't end here. I am actually walking my way to Motoise Kono Shrine. I had to pass here to reach Puchu Station because this is where I have to take either a chairlift or a cable car to reach Amanohashidate Kasamatsu Park. A round-trip ticket will cost you 800 yen. Now, this is actually the first time that I'm riding a chairlift, and I am excited with the idea, and I'm also a little bit scared. But after I've settled into my chair, it was actually quite a wonderful experience. Nice views all around as well. Amazing. So I am now in Amanohashidate Kasamatsu Park, and the reason why I'm here is because I wanted to see the sandbar in all of its glory. Look at that. Now, according to people, if you look at the sandbar upside down, it's actually a stairway to heaven. So isn't that so cool? Now, after resting, I made my way down and I took the chairlift again, and this actually afforded me a different view of Amanohashidate. Look at that. Okay, now I'm gonna retrace my steps to Amanohashidate Station to catch my train. But first, I need some sustenance. So I'm having some coffee and some yuzu cheesecake from Cafe Dupin, which was actually very delicious. Hi everyone, so I'm now back here in my room. It was a long day, but I was so happy that I was able to visit Amanohashidate because I have been wanting to tick that off of my bucket list, and I'm so glad that I was able to do that today. Although there was a hiccup early this morning wherein I failed to catch my train by a few seconds. So that kind of shortened the duration of my stay in the area because I actually wanted to swim, but unfortunately because my time got shorter, I wasn't able to do it. So maybe in the future I might come back and do that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna relax here in my room, and I think I'm just gonna go to the convenience store and buy some food to eat because I don't want to be walking around anymore. So I've actually walked I think around 15 kilometers today, so I've had my exercise, if you know what I mean. And also I'm a little bit tired because I woke up early yesterday to fly to Osaka and then to go all the way here to Kyoto, so it's catching up on my body. So yeah, so okay, so I'm gonna let you be for the time being, and I'm gonna catch back with you tomorrow. Okay, good morning you guys. Okay, let me just mount my camera here. I hope this works. Okay, so that's good. Lighting is bad, but I do apologize. Okay, so I just woke up and I need to go and have some breakfast. So I'm just gonna apply some skincare first before we head on. So there's this very nice breakfast place that I usually go to when I am staying here in Hana Hostel here in Kyoto. And it's just like a minute walk away, so it's really not that far. And it's one of my most favorite breakfast places here because they have pancakes. And usually when I travel, especially here in Japan, I always look for pancakes because I rarely have them when I am in the Philippines. So it's just a special treat for me. So I don't know if I said it, but it's my final day in Kyoto. So I'm still debating in my head what I'm gonna do for my final morning because I actually need to go to Osaka today because that is where I'm going to be taking my bullet train later to go to Hiroshima. And tomorrow is Fudematsuri, so I'm very, very excited. And of course, I'm going to be vlogging about it, things like that. But I'm going to cut my vlogs, into maybe designated by place or by area, because if I do it in one big vlog, it might be too long and you guys just might not be interested in some parts of my vlog. You're only interested in maybe the brush festival, so at least you don't have to go through the entire video to watch it. Okay, so I'm just finishing up my skincare right now, and I've already packed some of my stuff here in my luggage. And I'm just gonna be doing some last minute packing, and then I'm gonna head out to the city. I'm thinking if I should go to the shopping streets called Ninanzaka and Sanenzaka, but I've been there before, so that's why it's not as exciting for me. And I'm also thinking if I should do Fushimi Inari Taisha. That's the shrine with the big orange gates that you saw on the film Memoirs of a Geisha. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. And the main reason why I'm still debating in my head is because I'm tired. I've been walking on average for 15 kilometers a day here. That usually is the case when you are in Japan. You're going to be walking a lot. And the longest that I've walked here was, I think, 22 kilometers in a day. So, wow. My legs actually hurt right now. And I think I need to pop a pill just to, make me feel comfortable and maybe not as tired, if you know what I mean. Yeah, okay. And I've also noticed that I have some sunburn from my walk in Amanohashidate yesterday. So that was crazy. I was not expecting that. But, I'm so happy that I was able to do that. During this trip, and I'm so happy that I was able to share that. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to finish all of these things that I need to put on my face, and then I am going to see you at the restaurant. Alright, so I am now at Kohika. Now, this is one of the cafes that's actually open early. They open at around 7:30 in the morning, which I'm grateful for because I'm a breakfast person, because a lot of cafes and restaurants here in Japan open at around 10 or 11 in the morning. So this is their menu display here outside. So they have a lot of coffee, they have a lot of pancakes and different varieties, and they also have bread and eggs here. So I love this place. So let's go inside. So I always love to sit by the window to watch the world go by, and I ordered myself a 2-piece pancake. Now their pancakes here are actually not fluffy, but they're more compact, and they're actually a little bit heavier, so it actually makes me fuller, longer than a fluffy pancake. Okay, so let's enjoy some pancakes, you guys. Alright guys, I am now in Osaka and the weather has changed. It's a little bit windy and I think there's a storm coming, but that will not deter me from experiencing everything that I need to experience at this trip. So I just did the Fushimi Inari Taisha in Kyoto, and now I am here in Osaka because I need to visit this brush maker's office. And I am talking about Eihodo Cosme. There it is. Okay, I'm so excited. Let's go inside. Okay, so we're in the very small store of Eihodo and I love it. So we have all the brushes on display here. And I think there are also some brushes from Chikohodo I see. Now, one thing that I have noticed with most of the brushes here is that their handles are actually quite short. And they usually come in black or red and even some pink. It's actually quite cute. And there are some brushes on discount here today, so I'm so grateful for that. Okay, so I'm actually quite interested in getting this brush from the WP series. So I've been eyeing this for quite a while, and look at this brush head. Isn't that amazing? So I'm gonna get one and place it along with the others that I've already chosen. Now here are the Maki brushes of Eihodo. They actually look very beautiful. And again, their handles are actually very, very short. Amazing, look at that. I wonder which one is calling out my name. Ooh, take a look at this brush. I think this is made of silver fox. Look how airy the bristle is. Very nice. Okay, and what else is here? Okay, so I've been very intrigued by this brush because it's actually it's a brush with a very long handle, and it's made by Chikohodo. That's quite a surprise. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I just met Hayashi-san, the owner of Eihodo today, so I'm very happy with that. And I also bought some brushes, as you guys have seen, so I'm very excited to try them out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to Dotonbori first because I want to grab something to eat before I hop on the train, like, you know, the bullet train to Hiroshima. And for this vlog, I'm gonna end it here. Because it might be quite hectic for me if I document everything in my journey, because again, as I've said in previous vlogs, like, you know, it's quite hectic going through train stations in Japan, especially at the big stations where all the trains intersect. That's just me, like, you know, trying to ensure that I'm able to vlog properly instead of, like, you know, showing you guys some erratic movements when I am, like, you know, at the station. Okay, all right, so that's it for this vlog. I'm gonna see you guys soon. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye.